Today, we have with us Ms. Vidya Ramnath, Vice President Marketing and Wireless Immersion Process Automation as our guest of honor. Ms. Vidya Ramnath is based in Singapore and responsible for wireless business in Asia Pacific, as well as directing integrated marketing programs and lifecycle services for the region. Before taking over the current role, Ms. Vidya successfully engineered a large and more cohesive presence for Rosemount across Asia Pacific region. She formed and led the project management and engineering teams in Singapore, India and China. She also spearheaded the development of Asia Pacific application specialist teams. She has over 20 years of industry experience. Vidya holds a bachelor degree of mechanical engineering and masters of science in industrial engineering. I request Ms. Ramnath to enlighten the audience with her profound business knowledge. Ma'am, please.
A very good morning to all of you, especially to the distinguished guests and fellow colleagues, partners in the iron and steel industry. It is truly my special honor and privilege to be part of this august audience, and I feel very humbled to be in the presence of such industry stalwarts today. I do first want to take the opportunity to thank the Quality Circle Forum as well as the ICISM for allowing Emerson to be part of this esteemed Techno Day, as you refer to. And I think it is extremely laudable that you have chosen to bring together industry gurus as well as your partners, your technology partners and solution providers to a day of technology exchange, which I think is going to be mutually beneficial and can only see to the betterment of industrial development here. I would like to today share a perspective on behalf of Emerson, if I may. And actually, I also wanted to say that this year happens to be Emerson's 125th year in the industry, and we are celebrating it all over the globe. And we continue to strive to our commitments as a company where technology innovation comes together with customers' success. We believe that there can be no useful technology innovation without pegging it to true success with our customers' performances. And I think our values, whether it's in terms of the total quality mindset that I heard earlier, as well as our innovative abilities and our abilities to work to solve our customers' toughest challenges, these values reflect the very essence of the Quality Circle as well as the ICISM goals today. Actually, if I step back and look at my journey, I know my introduction was given as a 20-year in the industry, and as we have grown in the industry, we have witnessed several inflection points in our industry today. We're all engineers in the room, so can you imagine a graph where you plot the number of measurements that are in process plants, the number of information you get out of process plants, the measurements. You look at it growing over the years because of technology. And then you look at the amount of data that you get per measurement point. And you look at that growth. That has actually, the data per measurement point has actually grown even faster. However, the size of our instrumentation teams, the size of our process groups has actually grown smaller. The department sizes have grown smaller. Mainly because we want to keep to just what you all mentioned earlier in terms of productivity improvements. We all strive to do more with less. And the other big challenge as I traverse around the Asia Pacific region, and I think it is pretty common across processing industries, is the influx of new and inexperienced workforce and challenge of young engineers joining our workforce every day. So imagine this as the biggest complexity that is available to us today that we must combat. Now, instrumentation and control in general has experienced several inflection points. And if I remember the days in the 50s where we had pneumatic, instrumentation with pressure variables, and then we moved on to analog 4 to 20 milliamps where we had single primary variables there. And then on to the digital world, where we had multivariables. And then now to an absolutely new platform over the past 5 years that we as Emerson have been seeing the adoption of wireless technology across our customer base. And that has certainly brought almost an exponential growth to data and valuable data coming out from the field. However, though, we talk about wireless bringing in exponential amount of information. This is, I'm sure you've heard about this often mentioned in white papers as big data. The volumes of data that are being thrown at us. And as well as the concept of the Internet of Everything. We call this in Emerson as pervasive sensing, and we believe that this is going to challenge the very way with which we operate today in today's industrial environments. And I think it caters directly to what the quality circle is talking about. More data, quality information, more data, reliable information, keeping our plants safer, reliable, as well as reliable. And this is the deal though, is that big data does not necessarily mean absolute value. The value comes from taking that big data and translating that to actionable information. So what we in Emerson have tried to do is challenge our teams, and we are working across the board globally in Asia Pacific as well with our customers, where we are striving to put data coming out of the fields in very actionable information way, to work on not just the control loops and the process information, but also in key business challenges, primarily in enhancing site and worker safety in terms of maximizing reliability and uptime, as well as energy management. And I'm personally involved in a very big program that is running in Singapore currently, where the government of Singapore is encouraging industrial users to improve energy efficiency and energy management. So utilizing pervasive sensors across process industries to take the data and provide that actionable information and manage energy balances across the plant in a much more effective manner. All of these is clearly possible with the advent of the technologies that we have seen in instrumentation and control. I refer to a very interesting law that you may have heard, the Moore's Law, which talks about the fact that the number of transistors in a high-density integrated circuit doubles every 2 years. So in effect, the computing power of our computers is doubling every 2 years. And this started way in the early 60s. So you can imagine the power we hold in our hands and what we can do with it in order to achieve safety, safe operations, reliable operations, as well as providing the right information in the right hands to make those critical business decisions. In a recent address in Baroda in India, our chairman and CEO, Mr. David Park, he actually reiterated Emerson's commitment to sustaining our investments in India. I heard our previous speakers talk about localizing, and this is extremely important for us in India, for Emerson India, is to localize our presence. We have done so over the very many years. We currently stand at a total head count of almost 9,000 people across India in various areas, in manufacturing facilities, in innovation centers, in engineering centers. More than 1,000 engineers, skilled engineers here in India, take that expertise across globally and serve our Indian base as well. And not to mention our service centers, which are equipped every year, investing more and more in order to continue our strong presence and testify to our strong engagement with the industrial growth here in India. So I take this opportunity to thank you once more, and to have all of the delegates here. Want to wish you a very wonderful day here at the event, and I look forward to networking and collaborating with you throughout the day. Thank you and all the very best.